All right. All right, what's going on, guys? Okay, so it is Saturday afternoon. I do not expect anyone to be watching this live. However, if you are, then definitely welcome. I appreciate you being here. But this is basically, so I did a live on Thursday, just kind of on the whim. And I wanted to talk about something what I thought was pretty important to me. And I did a terrible job. So I'm coming back to redeem myself. So this is more so for me and for other people that this may actually help. So I try to come on unprepared. The term is called extemporaneously, where basically you just kind of come on and just kind of do things off the top of your head without preparation. I did that and it didn't do me any justice. So anyways, but while I am live, if anyone actually does join, I did put the link to join on the chat. If you wanna hop in, it's all good. And I'll take a look at that. But today, I'm not going to be on very long. But I do want to, first actually address, so basically for YouTube, people who are on YouTube, please do me a favor. Hit the notification bell, like should be somewhere I think over here, that just says like all. Hit the notification to all so you can get like a heads up when I actually post stuff or when I go live like today. That way, at least you'll get the notification and you know I'm on. So, because majority of the people that watch my videos aren't even like the subscribers. So I don't think my subscribers really watch my videos, to be honest. But yeah, so that would definitely help. And if you do like the video, please hit the thumbs up on it because it actually does help. Especially since I'm such a small channel, it actually does help. So when you hear like influencers and stuff like that, they tell you, hey, like the video, share, you know, that kind of stuff. It actually really does make a difference. So I would appreciate that. Thank you. All right. So I'm kind of moving on. All right. So I want to clarify also that this channel is not a Christian channel. This is a supernatural channel. I talk about all kinds of things supernatural. God is a supernatural being. And I am a Christian, so I do kind of mix in the two once in a while. So today's talk is going to be more so for people who deal with like the spiritual warfare and kind of the supernatural side on that end. And this is basically what this talk is geared for. And what I want to talk about today will definitely help someone who is familiar and like the ministry of like healing, working in miracles and the deliverance space. So if you're unsure what deliverance even is, it means the removal of like evil spirits or like exorcism. You're probably familiar with the term exorcism, just not deliverance, but that's basically what that is. And I realize that most of my viewers are not familiar with this stuff, so I'll refrain from using any polysyllabic words, phrases, or lexical language. So I want this to be like easily digestible for people to understand. So even if you're not from this space. So you're just learning about what I'm going to share today, and I'm going to just kind of give you some insights on like the inner workings of the spiritual realm. If you're not in spiritual warfare at all, I mean, you never know when you might, need to use it. So, and this stuff that I'm going to share today is not likely something that you're going to hear from your favorite deliverance ministers. So please like the video, share with someone who does spiritual warfare because this will be a blessing to them. I'm going to give you some greater insight into the workings of the spiritual realm, which is going to bless you if you're in that field. And you can use this to your favor. And please share it with someone who may benefit. So this won't be on for very long. But if you do want to come on screen, I will definitely check the chat, see if anyone does need to come on for anything, for healing, prayer, deliverance, whatever. So, all right. So today I'm going to be talking about power, authority, and spiritual ranking. So power is dunamis. It's the Greek word where we get the word dynamite from. All right. So power is the miraculous. It is more than healing the sick. It is about transforming someone's deformed body and making it straight. Okay, so it's like turning water into wine. So it is explosive and creative in nature. It is like creative miracles. Like I have power. I'm an example of someone that has power. So I can straighten someone's body out. I can grow someone's arms or legs out. I can give you better sight, better hearing. If you were born flat-footed, I can give you an arch in your foot. I can even change like the chemical structure So I can change even like the chemical structure of like liquids. You know what I mean? I can give it a different taste. I haven't, and all of this is basically just for, these are just kind of examples of power. I haven't tried to turn water into wine yet, but you can invite me to a party, I guess, and kind of see how it goes. All right. So I talk about these things in my book, and I've been doing these things for years. I'm on here for a reason. So I actually do these things that I talk about. I usually don't say, I think like my first or second video was something about healing or testimony, but outside of that, I haven't really talked about that stuff. But I'm telling you now, I'm actually coming on live and just kind of talking about it, because the live is actually separate from my other content. So I'm kind of separating the two. So this stuff that I'm talking about is more just about me personally and just stuff that I can do to kind of help someone else. All right. So I'm just letting you know. All right. So let's see what else here. All right. So yeah, so I can do a lot of those things, and those are all basically by, like the grace of God, or what I say. I can do other crazy things too. But I can't even talk about it, at least like online, because there's a lot of people with religious mindsets that prevent people like me from sharing the extent of what God has actually graced me with. And it's kind of a shame, but it's just the society we live in. So people will say, oh, well, that's not from God. That's not in the Bible. Although the Bible even says a few times that not everything is in the Bible. So the majority of what the Lord Jesus did isn't even in the Bible, but I digress. Okay. So again, power is the miraculous. Authority is exousia, the supernatural force or judicial authority. Authority is healing, and it is addressing the root cause or spiritual affliction. So authority basically means authority means authority to remove something, like it could be affliction, disease, demon, whatever. So in the scriptures they say, I think it was Matthew 8:16, and the demons were all cast out and they were all healed, because it's the removal. You remove the spirits, and then it allows the body to heal. So let me explain it like this. So power is the ability to change things in the physical world, and authority is the ability to change things in the physical world and the spiritual world. So how an example of this works in the practical sense: someone with authority can remove like the cancer or spirit of cancer from someone's body, but that authority does not replace or repair the damage that the cancer has caused. It takes someone with power to regenerate tissues, organs, bones, etc. So authority removes the sickness, the illness, whatever, but it's only half done. So authority can do that, but then most people don't realize that now they need someone with the power to actually fix or repair their body. But people don't understand how this works. And for the most part, so they have no faith, or they lose faith, like in the church or men and women of God. They just think, oh, hey, I went to the church, they prayed for me, they did this or that, and nothing happened. And believe me, I've been there. I had a bunch of questions about that, and it took me years to figure this out. So I'm sharing this with you guys here today. So believe me, if you're in spiritual warfare, you are blessed from hearing this message today. All right. So a person with authority may not have power, and a person with power may not have authority or spiritual ranking to drive out the demon that caused that affliction to begin with. Like there may be a person who had like a kidney disease, and the person with authority can stop and remove the disease, but now we need power to restore that kidney back to full health, or it'll just remain at the same state. So a lot of times people are trying to heal someone or cast out someone's demons and not understanding the inner workings of the supernatural aspects of this. So I personally have never heard of any of today's like healing or deliverance ministers talk about this. So hope you guys appreciate it. Please like the video. Again, I have to kind of reemphasize that. So basically what it is that if you do, YouTube algorithm will actually push this out to other people. And there's other people that definitely need to hear that in this space, okay? But, all right, so let's see. Okay, so you may be trying to pray for someone's issue and you think that it takes power, but nothing is changing because you realize that it just takes authority and vice versa, meaning that you could be praying for someone's sickness, someone's illness, for financial breakthrough, some, marriage, romance, whatever. And you're praying for it, but you're tackling it a certain way. But really, it's not the power, structure that you're using or method that you're using that you need to use. It's actually authority. So it's just, there's certain methods that you need to use in different circumstances or situations to get the best results. So a lot of people pray to God asking God, hey, more power, more power. And you do need more power, but really you should be praying to God for more authority. In this spiritual sense, authority actually trumps power. So, and that is the mean to actually change the situations from like the spiritual realm and to actually have it manifest here in the physical. And man, I don't even know if people are hearing me right now. This is kind of deep, but I'm telling you, this is how it works. Or as the saying goes, I feel like I'm talking to myself. All right. So anyways, here's a pro tip. So how do you know which one that you actually have more of, power or authority? Well, you won't know if you have power unless you actually use it or step out in faith, right? So Jesus said to heal the sick. So, hey, let's give it a shot. Then give it a shot. Then if you have good results or you immediately start seeing like miracles and stuff like that, then you know that you have power. And if not, then just pray, humble yourself, and for more of it, for God's glory. And if you pray for power and stuff, people do pray for power, and it's okay to pray for power, authority. Pray for that. That's how I got better at what it is that I do. You know what I mean? I just didn't sit around. You got to actually ask. You got to try things out. But what I'm saying is basically, you don't know. You could be someone that can literally lift off someone's autoimmune disease. You can, cure someone's cancer. You can do all these things, but you don't know because you never tried, right? So how do you know unless you try? And I try to get people too to step out in faith, like, oh, I've never healed anyone before. I've never done this before. I've never made anyone's leg grow out, whatever. And that's kind of one of the easiest things that you can do too. Like, I think I actually started doing, no, actually it wasn't that. That's actually not true. But one of the easiest things you can do is actually grow someone's limbs out, like someone's arms or legs out. That's actually one of the easier like miracles to do. So that's actually somewhere to start. If you know that one of your family members has like a shorter limb, that is legit like an easy way. And I do see it's easy because it's easy to do. You might be just saying, oh, well, that's easy for you to do. No, this is the stuff I'm talking about. People can actually do, like anyone can actually do. You just need to actually step out in faith to do it. The difference between me and you is I believe that I can do it, so I can do it. Okay, so all right. And then how do you know if you have authority? So here I'm going to kind of speak about like the spiritual rankings and how to increase your spiritual rank. So the more trials and tribulations that you go through, you gain more favor in higher rank in the spiritual realm. So whatever you triumph over, you now have the ability and grace to actually deal with. So of course you won't know this and people won't tell you this, but I'm telling you now. So well, congratulations. Now you know something that 99% of the population doesn't know. And, so all of those days and nights of like suffering with like demonic torments and attacks, all that stuff wasn't for nothing. So you just leveled up, your spiritual ranking. Okay. So that's why you went through that stuff. I don't know why, whatever you just think that you're cursed or whatever. But on the flip side of that, your curse is actually used as a blessing. So because the thing is that you went through all that, you just think it's for nothing, but you may not even have the insight or realization to know, man, I really did go through all of that. Now let me go ahead and do something about it. Since you were able to overcome those things, you can go out and help other people. So once you overcome like a certain issue or a problem, you now have the authority over it. So such as like, if you were addicted to something, like maybe you had like a spirit of addiction, let's just say, because that's just the easy thing to just kind of address. So but you overcame that addiction and now you have been set free. But now you have the authority over that addiction. So a scenario is that you come across with someone who has an addiction problem and they want to be set free, and you now have the authority to do that, but you probably don't realize that. So you can actually pray over them and cast out that demon and it'll obey. So here's the thing though. A person with power can pray over that person with addiction and try to cast out the demon, and it's possible that nothing will happen, or it'll take like a very long time for the demons to leave. Like it can take like 30 minutes to like 2 hours to get the spirit of addiction out of a person. But a person with authority can, who had authority over and has conquered addiction, can actually step in and get the demon out within like a minute or like instantly. And I'm not saying that the person without the authority can't cast the demon out. I'm just saying that it'll take them much longer. God would just allow grace. Sometimes when you see like deliverance lasting like 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours, or whatever, and you're just kind of wondering, it's like, man, they really have like 1,000 demons? Well, probably yes, but a lot of this has to do with like authority too, like someone's spiritual ranking, and that's why it's taking so long. But again, you're not really hearing that stuff. All right. So if you ever prayed for someone in their situation and nothing happened, it's because perhaps you just didn't have the power or authority over that issue. And again, it did take me many years to understand this. So, I do hope this actually does bless someone. Hope you're able to, learn to grasp something from this. And it doesn't mean that you have to have like all this bad stuff happen to you in your life in order for you to have authority over it. Like God can allow grace. And just because you pray for someone who has like an addiction problem, for example, like the example that I'm using, and you've never suffered addiction, it doesn't mean that you can't help, because God's grace may step in and surprise you. So anyways, definitely share this with someone who's in spiritual warfare. It'll help them out, understand kind of like the inner workings of that. Maybe stuff that their favorite deliverance ministers aren't telling them, maybe because they have never had that revelation before. But yeah, so anyways, let me go ahead and check the chat real quick, see if actually anyone logged on, just see if there's any questions real quick. Not seeing any questions. So, all right then. So I think I'm going to call it. Again, this was more so me just kind of trying to do this topic a little more justice. And I do hope this helps someone. I may come back and do other lives at some other times, but this is more something I'm just kind of trying out here on this space, since I haven't done it here on this channel, or at least on YouTube before. So if you haven't subscribed or followed me on Instagram, please follow me there. My goal is to try to do lives there at some point, because I get way more engagement on Instagram than I do on YouTube. And I have like 4 times the followers here. So it doesn't make any sense, but I guess Instagram may be where it's at. So I'm just going to kind of go that route. All right. So anyways, I am logging off. Again, please like the video, share this to someone that could use it. And like always, I will catch you next time.
Oh,